Building great relationships at work is so important because it'll help you build trust, improve communication, be more creative, be more productive, and of course, have much more fun at work, because every morning when you get up, you think that I'll have a great atmosphere at work, I'll meet people that I like, is so much easier to go to work and so much more fun. And another reason, particularly for me, coming from this self-promotion perspective, is the better the relationship, the easier it is to influence people. And especially if you have no power, you have no authority, then it's so important to be able to influence people, to win them over. And that's where you use a good relationship. And what you can do to start these good relationships, that's what we're going to look at in this video. My name is Petra Wuest. I'm an expert in self-branding and self-marketing, and I have been coaching professionals for 18 years to build that strong reputation as the go-to expert in their field. And if you think that's an area where you could improve to, then subscribe to my channel. Now let's have a look at the 4 steps you need to take. Is all about building rapport. And rapport, first of all, is all a matter of mindset. So move away from this negative mindset. People don't want to meet me. They think I'm not interesting. They don't want to spend the time. I'm getting on their nerves. Stop with that negative feeling or mindset that you have, because it's just not true. You have so much to offer. You're a great person. You're an interesting person. It is an opportunity to meet you. Don't take the opportunity away from them. Second step, take the time. Even and particularly when you're under time pressure. Often, we're under so much pressure. We have to move fast. We have to start the project now. We should have finished the task already 3 days ago. And then we rush so much into things that we do not take the time to build these relationships. And that is wrong. Because when you work together, times will get rough. You will have challenges. You will face problems. And if you have built that rapport and if you have built these relationships, then you will invest the time first. That's true. It's sort of an investment, if you want to call it like that. But you will save the time once the times get rough. Saving time now will cost you time later. Big times. So therefore, invest it now. Make sure you have that basis on which you can collaborate. Step number 3, make sure you align the channels of communication. Now, there's 3 channels of communication. There's the verbal communication, that's the words you hear. There's paraverbal, that's the tone of my voice, and there's nonverbal, which is the body language. And I'm sure it's happened to you. You were with a person, everything the person said was fine, and still you had that sort of a negative feeling. Do you know why you had that negative feeling? Because the person said something, but the signals they sent with their body or their tone were contradicting what they said. And that gives you the impression that that person is not authentic. It gives you some sort of a feeling, something's wrong. And you don't want to work with somebody where you have the feeling something's wrong. You want to work with the real person where you say, what you see is what you get. That's what you want. So therefore, in order to be perceived as authentic, make sure to be in line, to send congruent messages through all these 3 channels. And one tool which is very handy when we talk about communication and finding that rapport and finding that same wave that we can ride together, and that is mimicry. Mimicry is mimicking the other person, and that can be mimicking, the body language. And you can observe this. If you go to the coffee shop on Saturday morning, you can observe this. Watch out for the young couples newly in love. What do? They sit there at the coffee table, and then he takes his cup of cappuccino, and then she takes her cup as well. And then she leans forward and he leans forward as well. They copy the other person's body language. That's called body echo. Whenever we find somebody nice, whenever we like somebody, that's what we subconsciously do. It happens subconsciously and we're not thinking about this. And that helps us build that rapport. People do it subconsciously, but of course you can use this consciously by imitating the other person's body language. So don't, be like a parrot repeating everything. Try to sort of catch their movement, their groove that they have, and do the same. For example, if they take up their cup, you're sitting on a table, they take their cup. You don't have to do the same thing, so you make sure they don't spot it. But what you can do is, something like this, a sort of a similar movement like they did, but not the same movement, but something similar. That's what you can do. And another thing which is very powerful is using their wording, because everybody has their specific wording that they use, their jargon. They might not use the same words as you do, but if you repeat back to them what you've heard using their words, they will automatically feel heard and understood. Oh, she knows what I'm talking about. Oh, she uses my words, so she knows how I feel. She knows what I'm talking about. And that immediately gives that bonding. And that's what you want. So repeat their stories, repeat what you hear using their words. And then the fourth and final step you can take is asking questions. Questions are so powerful, and we never ask enough questions. Nobody asks enough questions. We're so drilled to having the answer and to knowing everything, but that is counterproductive. By asking questions, you show interest. Hey, I want to know. I want to know what you think about that. I want to know about your experience. And then once you have asked the questions, of course, one thing we don't do enough either is we have to listen, and listen actively. Don't just, look out of the window and, listen with half an ear, but be focused on the person. The person is telling you interesting things, so listen well. And you might want to do this mimicry thing, by, picking up their words and repeating them, bringing your point across with their words. And there's another reason why asking questions is so powerful, and that is because whenever people think about a question, they answer the question, they invest something in your question. They take energy and they take thought and they take time to think about your question and to answer that. And whenever we invest in something, we don't want to let go, because for us, letting go of an investment is a loss, is a waste. And they don't want to lose that. They don't want to waste that energy that they've invested. So therefore, they will stick to that relationship. They will stick to you because they've invested in the relationship and they've invested in you and in your questions. And that is also a strong bond that you can build here. So these are these 4 steps in starting great relationships. Number 1, change your mindset. Move away from this negative mindset to a positive mindset. Number 2, take the time. Every time you invest in the beginning will be time well spent once the times get rough. Number 3, make sure to align the channels of communication. And number 4, use questions and be interested in the other person. And I'm sure if you follow these 4 steps, then it'll be very easy to build these relationships and to build that rapport and to have a great time at work together. And if you want support for your individual questions that you might have and your individual situation, then let me know, send me an email. You'll find all the details in the show notes, and I'm looking forward to meeting you.